Move on to the SU-130 PM.
Yeah.
Now,
So just to cover the difference between console and PC, we have a bit worse traverse speed on the hull and turret. Our reload is zero point 0.3 worse, and accuracy is zero point 0.2 worse. And that's it.
now,
Ours has a cool name though.
I am wondering if right. So I don't know if I peruse Twitter like mad. So because I'm sad. And one of the things I do is I look for wargaming staff replying to stuff. And someone asked something about the difference between the Shashka and the SU-130 PM. And they'd made a comment, one of the wargaming staff replied with something basically making a comment saying that the SU-130 PM is its own tank and therefore is not necessarily going to be completely related to the Shashka.
Huh.
Now, I don't know if that's them just trying to do the, yes, give us your money twice, or whether it will actually have some sort of slight difference. Now, in normal circumstance, I would have said it's purely going to be the give us your money difference. Oh, sorry, give us your money a second time. But considering recently they did the whole Draugen Lance and Sea thing, I really don't know what to make of that. It's entirely plausible that actually it would just be, so say, here it's got the silver XP and XP earn rates. Maybe they'll swap them. Maybe they'll give it a meh silver and a good XP. Who knows?
So this is the time we randomly speculate on stat changes.
This is Zorin. I don't actually. I've never even really asked what your real name is. But
Uh,
someone said you wouldn't be called Alex, would you?
no.
So there we go. But yeah, this is Zorin. He is a fellow stat nerd. Yeah, there he is in chat. Me and him talking about stats is arguably going to bring about the end of the world. Because a new definition of eternity shall be born. But yeah, we can get into very long conversations. Hello, JB.
Yeah, just wait until we start talking about pin drop off.
Oh, good times, good times. I still never got an answer, and I need to keep poking people because I still don't know whether it's just a linear, is it a curve, what is it? And
I'm gonna continue operating.
there's nothing on it. I would assume it's linear, but it should be a curve.
I like to think it's linear because it's simpler to program.
Yeah, that's why I'm assuming it's linear. And that's not as a criticism on the dev stuff. That is in a sense of if you get told you have X amount of time to do X amount of coding, there's a very little chance you're going to find one little bit and go, do I code it in a way that's really easy, dead easy to error and fact checked, or shall I make it super realistic and really likely to have problems?
Well, if it's a curve, you would have to start calculating the caliber of the shell, the velocity.
Yes, this is it's the thing. Rather than just do distance, what's the distance, and then just running it off a graph. Okay, if distance equals x, then multiply by this, and there's your answer. But anyway, I think the SU-130M, sorry PM, might be one of the most boring of these because we have the Shashka. I would be very, very surprised if this can be very different. Like, I would be very shocked if it's anything other than just without the fluffy bits at the front.
Some nice fluffy bits.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have the Shashka, I think.
Maybe.
Well, no, I did a load of videos for Minsk, and one of them was on the Shashka. But I think I told them to take once I was done with them to take them off, but I don't know whether they did because I think I was going to buy it with gold I had on my account, but then I may not have bought it, or they didn't take it off, or they did take it off and I bought it, or something. I mean, it's entirely possible that because they're pretty cool people over at Minsk, so it's entirely plausible that they took it off or took the gold just to save me the trouble.
Anyway. So if we say had a different SU-130. It could have like less alpha damage, and but it could be a lot more accurate.
What's the alpha on the IS-7 gun?
490. This is 520, which is
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe, I mean, you could give it 490 and up the DPM or something.
yeah. I mean, or you can improve the accuracy because .37 is not great.
And yeah, JB, the reason why I think we both agree that the 99.9% chance is they will be exactly the same. It's just there was a comment on Twitter from one of the wargaming staffs that said that that the SU-130 PM will be its own tank and unrelated to the Shashka. Now, I think that is most likely we want to sell you a tank twice, which that's their prerogative and that is the buyer's choice. My personal advice against that is don't get it, but that's entirely up to you. But just on the off chance that they were giving a very small hint that there will be a slight stat change, which, considering the recent thing with the whole Draugen versus Lancer, and don't even get me started on the Draugen, that irks me. It's just so annoying how lazy that name is. And that we just thought we'd discuss it just in case. And Loki, to explain, this is me and Zorin being stat nerds and talking about what's coming in Valor, what we think of some of the changes, what we think we may see in the future. Like as we get further into it past the reward tanks, we'll be talking about the changes to the Waffle and the 30B, what we think they'll happen with them afterwards, because as they've said, this is going to be reviewed. So they said they're going to they want 5,000 battles and then they're going to review it. So they could change. And I'm not talking smack about the tank, Lady Bismarck. I like the Draugen, but as you yourself should know, Draugen is technically a Norwegian word for a tank built by the Swedish for the Swiss. Which kind of annoys me, because there is a Swedish word for it, they just didn't use it. Like, it just kind of irked me a little bit. And like, I did a test with a load of people who I know who are Swedish and Norwegian who do not know World of Tanks. And so I said to them, what does this word mean to you? And all the Swedish ones went, sweet fuck all. And all the Norwegian ones went, oh yeah, it means this. And it's just like, well, that's not difficult. You know what I mean? It took me 10 seconds on Discord atting some people. It just irks me that there was no sort of double checking that the Swedish tank in the Swedish tech tree made for the Swiss is called a Norwegian name. It's incredibly petty, but it bugs me more than it should. There it is. That's what my issue with the Draugen is. I think the tank is great. I love Hesh memes in it.
I just call it the Lancen D because it has a bigger gun than the Lancen C, and everybody knows Ds are bigger than Cs.
Naughties are in.
Or you could just call it the Skyrim Lancen.
Yeah, the Skyrim tank. I say that's the closest response I got from a Swede. Isn't that one of them things in Skyrim? It's like, I mean, technically yes, but. But yeah, I really don't think we'll see much of a change in this. And should we just move on to the